All right, listen, it's my love of Harley Davidson. It's my love of, well, those who have served. And it's also something we just talked about on my Memorial Day show on KDK Radio. It's your Pratt Pack, American Legion Post 580, but being represented here, American Legion 512. They are here riding in observance of veterans everywhere, but especially Vietnam veterans. And we have Post 128 in Rochester. The engines are still revving here. They're just kind of getting into the parking lot. I'm going to get them out of the sun, let them get a cold beer and settle in just a bit. But I said, you know, I got a little bit more gas left in my tank after a long day. And I wanted to carry on what we were talking about on Memorial Day. With the passing of every day, Vietnam veterans across this great country are dying like the greatest generation. And my job is, and this should be your mission with your children, your grandchildren, to continue to preach who they are and the significance of that Vietnam veteran. Mr. Lee, come over here. This is a Vietnam veteran. To give you an idea, the words that I speak are so true. He's the guy here, and there are a few left. So let's start off with him. When were you there, anyway?
67, 68.
So that's when it really was getting cranked up. So where are you originally from?
Beaver.
Beaver. So you got drafted?
No.
No? You enlisted. So how, were you right out of high school?
Yes.
And you spent, what, 18 months there or longer than that?
A little over 13 months.
What would your, I guess, message be to young people who weren't there? I was fortunate. 3 months before I turned 18, the draft came to an end, and they were actually bouncing people out of the military. But just why these Vietnam veterans who didn't get the fair shake, didn't get the ticker tape parades, the mills were closing, the jobs weren't there, very tough time, and I think we owe them a great deal of gratitude. So what would your message be to young people who may be hearing about the Vietnam veteran for the first time?
I really don't have
You know anything to say?
No.
Just that they really should, I think, take time to
Respect.
appreciate the respect.
It's respect.
And see, that's the one thing about the Vietnam vet. They're humble, and your Pratt Pack can think on his feet. Good job, sir. Come on over here, young man. Listen, when I come back, I'd like to borrow your hair for the weekend. You look- Anyway, this guy, a veteran. What is your name, sir?
John Rose.
John Rose. This is why I love meeting veterans, because they all have a story to tell. Talk about where you were when you were in the military. Talk about his story. Go ahead.
I was in Berlin, Germany, 110 miles behind enemy lines.
And
We were surrounded by communists, East Germany.
so let me ask you something about that, because I got to ask you about Ukraine and what's happening with Russia. What do you think about that, John?
I think Russia's communist.
Yeah.
It's communist. Until you see communists and up in front in person, you have no clue what the choices. You have no choices. You have no choices at all.
So where are you from originally?
Baden, PA.
So you enlisted?
I
Obviously,
did.
yeah.
Yes, I
the
did.
draft was over. What made you do that? Just you felt the need.
Runs my family.
When you think of the Vietnam veteran, what do you think about? Respect.
Respect. That's right.
And they need it. Listen, the first beer is on me. Have a nice time, okay?
Thank you.
All right, let's keep it going. Come on over here, sir. We're going to show some of these bikes, so somebody's going to help me with these bikes, because I got to take care of the McMahon folks. They're good people. And I know Three River Cycle, I saw a couple of brands on the way down here, so anybody who rides a Harley Davidson is okay in my book. What's your name again?
Jeff Lewin.
And you happen to be the president, I think.
Yes, I'm the president of Unionville Post 512.
Listen, I hear they had some great dances out there yesterday.
Oh, yes.
You still do that?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. We have a back hall and have bands play. Yes.
Listen, former friends, dear friends, sadly one is no longer here. The highlight would be to go out there for the holidays, New Year's Eve. And I would,
Yes,
every time Smitty's gun shop out there, I drive
Yep,
by,
yep, yep,
and
yep.
I always have to look over at that Legion. It means a lot to me. So what are you trying to do with this whole movement? I know what you're trying to do, but explain to the audience.
Anything that will help any veterans around Beaver County, that's what we do our runs for, and we love our veterans.
And this is a great American Legion. My friend, Mr. Marchand, and all of the wonderful bartenders and people who work there and members, and I will be signing up again because the pandemic is open. You just have to stay open a little bit later than 11 o'clock when I get back from work, because I'm thirsty. I need a brew. But we need more young people becoming social members in places
Correct,
like this. We
correct.
cannot afford to lose these American Legions.
Yes, because of my dad was a Vietnam veteran, that's why I'm a son of the Legion, and that's why I do what I do.
Tell them about the Son of the Legion, what that
The
means.
Son of the Legions, we do everything we can for any veterans for Beaver County and our county, and anything we can. We will donate anything we can do.
Well, listen, what Chong and them have done here for the police department and so many other things for youth sports, it's second to none. How about your father?
My father.
When was he there?
He was there from 63 to 66.
obviously, after it was all said and done,
Yes,
it's tough
yes.
for him to kind of come back and get going again.
Yeah. God bless him.
So when you think of your dad, you think of patriotism.
Yes, very much.
Would you agree with me that they did get the short end of the stick?
Yes, I do.
So remember that word, like Aretha Franklin sings to me all the time, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Yes,
That's what it
correct.
means to me. Thank you,
Correct.
President.
Thank you
Come
very
on over
much.
here, sir. Next one in line. Your name. Get over here.
Jerome Lynch, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
That's what I go by.
Well, speaking of Jerry, my dear friend Jerry Stovall, who recently, sadly, his life came to an abrupt end a little over a year ago. He was a Vietnam vet, and it was really the first person in my life that taught me about military, Vietnam era, and respect. And what was so difficult for him was a lot of his friends began to die, and they were his comrades in arms. I don't know if there was ever a better brotherhood in the military than there was during Vietnam.
Well, from what I understand, that era actually didn't really have the respect, especially when we come back. A lot of the older generations that I understand, Korean War veterans, World War II veterans, kind of looked down on them, but they still actually took a
What made
standard.
What made you decide to ride?
Veteran myself, actually, due to technicalities and stuff like that, I am somewhat considered a Korean War veteran due to it's been sitting on the ceasefire since the 1950s. Enlisted myself, actually carried dog tags to my great uncle and grandfather, who are both World War II veterans.
Runs in the family.
Pretty much who I consider the greatest generation that we had.
Amen.
Everybody's losing touch with that.
Well, just remember the 79th anniversary of D-Day coming up in a few days. The few, the proud, the many, the Marine Corps, but those soldiers, those Rangers, and what they did, Omaha Beach on that day that will be remembered for generations. The largest invasion ever, June 6, 1944. Never forget that date. And a lot of the men that went to fight were sons of the greatest generation. Sir, thank you very much.
I actually also am a son at another post, 584, up near the outlets, under my grandfather. So I'm actually a dual member, dual post.
See those stories. One more guy, then we're going to show some bikes. What's your name?
Tom Trash.
Hey, Tom. So tell me, obviously military service.
Yes.
How many years were you in?
2 years. I got drafted in '72. I was the last of the draft at Beaver.
So what went through your thoughts when you were on your way to boot camp, and then obviously the experiences that lied ahead? Your life obviously changed for the better, but you were a little uneasy, especially during that time, right?
Yes. We got the basic. They said 50% would go to Vietnam, 50% would go to South Korea. And then we went to artillery school. Nixon stopped sending troops over, so he said anybody that had orders for Vietnam would go to Germany, and that's where I spent 19 months in Germany.
Everybody that I've ever talked to on the radio in person that did military time, including my father, my uncles, they all have said the same thing. It made them learn reality in a hurry, and it changed their life for the better. Even though maybe you could
Makes
have
you
done
grow up.
something else, but you did grow up, right?
Grow up.
All right, who's going to show me some of these bikes? Come on over here.
We'll show off.
Okay, just let's go. Take me down here, and we can talk right behind Sandy, who's filming this video. Let's go to this one, this little trike right over here. What do we got? Get closer. She can hear you.
I'm not quite sure, but of all of them, but this is actually one of our riders. He's actually on the exact year, but it's a tri-glide,
Okay.
hell of a machine.
Over here, Harley. Go ahead. Show me this.
Another baller style.
It's lean and mean, and I got to tell you, just roll down the road instead of making this man work. He's thirsty. I'm just going to tell you, Harley is still the king of the brand. It's all about this country. It's about patriotism. These riders who are out there doing what they do every single day and stopping into places like this, they get it. They invest large in their bikes. They pamper them. They take care of them. And every time they hit that kickstart and they start rolling down the highway, people get out of their way, because this is America and we have great respect. Look, to my friends here at Post 580, Post 512, and to all of you, that American Legion brand from my hometown of New Brighton and around this great country, know this: I salute each and every one of you, and there's never a day, even if it's a marathon type of day, that if I can't take time to pay tribute to a veteran, well, something must be critically wrong with me, because I will always make time for veterans. Thank you for your service. Now everybody into the Legion, get a cold one and something to eat, and remember, If you're not a member, they'd love to have you here. So maybe they can stay open a little later. So when I get done at work Monday through Thursday, I can stop in and tip a few. Hey, be safe and remember, D-Day, 79th anniversary, June 6th. Never forget the greatest generation and the generation that came after and all the future generations who will serve and continue to defend our country. It's your Pratt Pack. Back on the radio tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. KDKA 100.1 FM, AM 1020. Good afternoon.